Hi, I'm Liebes, and I'm here to talk about new homes. I've been building homes for the last 12 years, actually a little more than 12 years, and I think I'm on my 15th home. What we pride ourselves in trying to do at each house is get a great floor plan, number one, and then not try to recreate a box where you see a lot of people that come in and you've been in one house and you see the same house over and over again. And each of our houses is different and unique. And I think each of our houses, we try to create, it sounds kind of corny, but create a house with soul. So it's as if I'm building the house for myself. What I'd like to do is try to create favorite areas for different people that live in the house. So we always try to do a great kitchen family room for the family. Or if we have enough space upstairs, also another family room component upstairs. Love to have a great master suite for the husband and wife. We like to have a place for the husband to be able to kind of go off on his own if he wants his privacy. We would like to have nice entertaining spaces. Basically nice open flow where the homes are formal and informal at the same time, where you can live in it, but you can also entertain if you love to entertain. We've done primarily, all traditional homes, whether they're traditional East Coast American homes or whether they're traditional homes from the Mediterranean, Andalusia. Always try to have a feeling of comfort, and I think as long as they're well executed, I like both styles equally. It seems that right now the traditional American home is a more popular style home, and we really pride ourselves on again, building this house as if I was going to live in it, and I wouldn't want any problems. And I live in the community for 47 years now, and I'm still living in the community, so I'm going to see these people, in the grocery store. So I want to make sure that when they bought this house, they're not going to have any problems. So I would encourage anyone to thoroughly inspect their homes. Hire the toughest, most thorough building inspectors that they can find. And they should go through the house, every nook and cranny, because a lot of people kind of focus on just what you can see, but where people can get in trouble is what you can't see. Waterproofing is probably the biggest example where I've heard horror stories about people buying houses only to discover that the waterproofing has been insufficient. If you look at our waterproofing, we use interlocking weather stripping, whereas a lot of people won't use that. It's just taking it to the next step. A lot of people will use Romex, which is exposed wiring. It's from the walls. It's safe. It's legal. But we always run everything with conduit. With sheet metal pans, you can't see them, but we use them in all the windows. A lot of people don't do that. If you're driving around town, you might see some new construction where they've literally got paper wrapped around windows, and then they're siding on top of that. And people have been building houses that way for years. There's better ways to do things. We take it to that next level. And every lot and every house is independent, and you have to look at it, and you have to spend time siding the house properly on the lot. You have to be sensitive to the scale, the lot and the house you're building. You want to have a lot of articulation in houses. I mean, you see a lot of houses, and developers get a bad name, and some rightfully so. These McMansions where they're just giant boxes, with very little thought to the neighborhood, and they're just thinking about cost, building the cheapest box. So I think articulation does a lot for homes, and it's bringing a lot of the old style homes, the Wallace Neff, George Washington Smith, Paul Williams. I mean, they prided themselves on how the houses looked on the outside and articulation, and it costs a little more, but in the long run, I think it's worth it. With this house, we had such a great piece of property. We wanted to make sure that the house was set far enough back from the road to provide a really great sense of entry and presence and substance, but also to be balanced where you also had a significant enough backyard. So I mean, we're literally spending a few weeks massaging the house, back and forth. But you treat each house differently based on the lot that you have.